just wanted to talk to you a bit about the Supervillain's gay assistant, because it's just so up my street. It perfectly marries all of these, just like I said, very dense, so joke dense. And I noticed that actually the end of that thought was, and also because you're playing with supervillain tropes, I really enjoy that. I just enjoy that kind of world. I love there's this kind of the lizard guard that you're having a relationship with that's developed. I was looking at some earlier ones. I was like, oh, that's the first mention of that character, you know.
Yeah.
What I noticed about the horrible lady that makes good coffee compared to a few of your other videos that I kind of skipped around, like very early TikToks, was that the editing in that was very, very, very fast. It felt like a whole other style. You'd just gone, these are all the funny things she can do. And then you'd gone, bip, 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 bip. And I thought, like, oh, is that you stumbling upon retention loops or something? Do you know what I mean? Is that a thing where you kind of either deliberately or were kind of experimenting with something, or whether you just noticed afterwards, a funny idea that you noticed afterwards, oh, hang on, that one went mega viral? Because that is like a sort of a physicalization of the stuff you do all the time now, which is, here are all the best jokes cut together extremely fast.
I guess so. I think definitely was experimenting and becoming, but it's so fascinating because that's a new-ish form, isn't it? Like, I feel like that's post-lockdown, post-COVID, post the beginning of COVID.
Thank you.
Like, sketch comedy has appeared, where it is almost more character studies than it's not like a Michelin Web 3-minute
Oh, you're
thing.
right. Yes, it doesn't need to have a plot and an ending. I mean, it needs to have an ending, but it doesn't need to have a narrative so much as we're enjoying all of the sketches, lots of little micro sketches of this person.
Exactly, and it kind of varies. Some of mine do have an arc, and it'll be like, welcome to the compound, we're in a zombie apocalypse, let me show you around, here's a thing about me, here's an ending. But some of them are, here's the idea of this character, here's 7 things he could say, or 7 small moments that would happen with him. And I think that appeared, as far as I'm aware, in the last 5 years. I didn't really see all that much of that until, and now that's the main form. And I think that's why, even those sketches booming, TV doesn't want to touch it, because you can't really put that on TV.
You can't? Oh, can you? Someone's got to work out how to put that on TV.
People have tried and it's shit.
Why is it shit?
Because it's like, we don't want to watch, because TV requires it to be more long form, and you can't watch 30 minutes of 20-second clips.
Sure.
I think, but also I just think we're so trained to see it as an internet/social media thing. I don't really know. I don't know.
It's so weird, isn't it? There's you will be a billionaire if you can work out how to get what's good about stuff that isn't on telly and put it on telly.
yeah, truly. Because it's like, it is, because I've spoken to producers and stuff where they're like, oh yeah, no one wants sketch. Or sketch isn't as popular as it used to be. I'm like, sketch is the entire culture of the West. Memes don't exist anymore. People just send each other reels and links to sketches. That's all anyone does or quotes or talks about. That's the whole internet now. And a bit of crowd work. But I don't know. But yes, I was definitely experimenting with that. And I think from the horrible woman, I then was like, actually, who am I? What do I actually find funny? What would I share with a friend? And I started bringing in a few more. Yeah, I guess I sort of narrowed it down to have some of that. Most of them have a slightly supernatural edge, or they're playing on middle class mothers. But it brings in that, I don't know, there's something that ties them all together, some sort of slightly sinister vibe or slightly dark humour to it. And
it's not arch, is it, Daniel? Is it arch?
It might be arch, and it might be a little bit sassy as well. And then, it probably is arch. Listen, I am arch. That's a bit of what I like. So there's fair enough that they're saying it. That's not really a good reference to the way I think it is just very similar to how they talk about female comedians to male comedians. That's what gay people get.
Yeah, but I wasn't going for a gotcha then, I'm sorry.
No, I know, but you are right, I am much. But I think I also brought, I'm a bit, I maybe a secret side is that I'm quite nerdy and I love like a video game and a fantasy film and a fantasy book and all of that stuff. So it's like bringing in...
And that's really nice, isn't it? Because those things aren't traditionally is the wrong word, but they're not visibly the purview of gay men. So to see someone being the fact that you've got a video of you being a lovely camp survivor inside a zombie apocalypse compound is just so delicious, because it's like a bringing together of two really fun things that aren't often brought together. It's really novel, you know?
Yeah, which is what I've always loved. And all of our plays and musicals are that. And yeah, that's the kind of... I love that flavour of silly, grounded, or not grounded, but like realistic kind of people in high settings, highfalutin settings. Yes. And I've sort of, I guess, narrowed it towards that over time, away from the kind of more slapstick of the woman throwing a coffee in my own face.
Sure. And what does it look like? What does it look like in the room when you're writing one of those? And are you co-writing those, or are those all your own?
No, I do the sketches all on my own. I love to write with a pen and paper, and I hate to write at a laptop. So I think anything long form feels like the world's biggest slog to me, and writing scripts and writing books and writing anything like that is like... I like having done it. I hate doing it. Mm-hmm. But comedy, either online or on stage, feels like play, because it feels like I can just sit down in like a cafe and just like write with a pen and paper for like as long as I like, and have a little coffee and light a candle and have a crystal or whatever. Yeah, a lot of big lists and a lot of sitting with a subject and then just going... I think the classic of most people probably write stand-up, but like making big kind of clouds of like, what are all the subcategories that this could possibly be? Mm-hmm. Like if I'm going supervillain, then it's like, well, what are the various types of supervillain? And we've got like the fantasy ones, and then we've got the Bond ones, and then we've got the whatever ones. And then like, okay, and then office, what are the things that happen in an office? And then, you know, office romances, printers, admin, colleagues, what branches off that, and then trying to marry the two together or whatever, and then just picking 6 or 7 of the best ones and putting them together.